Google just released Gemini 3 and it is insane. You can now create complete voice AI demos customized literally to the industry or maybe even specific customer in less than 5 minutes without any technical knowledge. You can literally go from a system prompt, so a simple conversational text sentence, to a completely ready-made website, in this case for a plumber, with a voice AI demo that works. And I'm serious, a voice AI demo that works. You have a complete assistant that you can talk to directly inside Gemini 3 without recreating a separate agent on a different platform. It's a complete game changer. It's madness, really. We created these demos now in less than 5 minutes, which is what I'm gonna show you in this video. I'm gonna walk you through how you can create a completely custom demo for a specific industry, how you can host the demo, how you can customize it, and how you can even connect a custom domain to it so you can brand it for your own needs. And like I mentioned, and I just want to emphasize it again, you don't need to have any technical knowledge. That means no coding knowledge required, no understanding of voice AI. This thing literally takes care of it from A to Z so that you can focus on just getting a demo out, show it to the client, and make sure they understand how powerful voice AI is. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Yannis Moore, and we built these voice agents since 2024 for Fortune 200 and publicly traded companies. And we made quite a lot of money for the companies, including us. And because of that, we started an educational program where we teach people, which you also find below in the description. Now, that said, let's dive right in. As you can see here on my screen, we have the blog post of Google releasing Gemini 3. And the reason I mentioned that is because it is multimodal. And you should definitely read through it to really understand what that means. Because Google tries something that all the other platforms that allow these vibe coding things like Lovable, Bolt.new, Replit, all of them focus solely on building the websites, but Google combines its whole architecture, its whole structure of everything it offers, meaning Gemini, meaning the whole LLM models, of course, right? Anything about the AI features, and obviously the tech stack and integrations of cloud features, all into a single platform that allows you to vibe code things. So rather than you trying to figure out how to connect different services with each other, Google tries to provide you all of that out of the box, which is really damn powerful. Because this way we can use and leverage everything that Google has from a single system prompt with literally just natural language. Now, to make sure you can actually get started, you need to have obviously a Google account and you need to have a Gemini API key, which you can set up anyways by simply heading over to aistudio.google.com/apps. This is linked as well in the description. By the way, everything you see in this video, all the tutorials, all the workflows, everything I show you here is available as a download completely for free in the description below, so you can simply click on the link and follow me along on the screen or go back to in reference to if you have any questions. Now, once you're on the screen, we can now start building a website. And what you've seen in my example as well is that I built a website for a plumbing agency or for a plumbing company that I want to sell voice AI agents to. And I've done that with an incredibly simple system prompt, which is also what we are going to use in this video. To showcase you how that looks in action, we are going to create a website for a plumber where we have two specific agents. One is going to be a front desk that can answer basic inquiries about anything around the business, and we're going to also have an emergency dispatch agent. I want to have both on the website because that's what a lot of those plumbers want. So we're going to create that in a very simple system prompt. All I'm going to do is I'll click into this field here and I can either transcribe it, and we're going to use our own app, create a website that focuses on plumbers based on the agency that I'm currently running, which is a voice AI agency that offers these services to plumbers. So now we have a single sentence. What we're going to do now is we're going to define as well the agents that I want. Also make sure that we have two distinct agents that the plumbers can test themselves. One of them needs to be a front desk and the other one needs to be an emergency dispatch agent. All right, cool. Now we have these two. And lastly, I want to define quickly something about the company itself. The plumber that I'm building this demo for is called Plummet. So you're going to refine that. We're going to call it Plummet. Boom. So this is going to be the website that I'd like to have created. And literally, I haven't defined anything about the design, etc., which is something you can put in here as well. But all we're going to do now is click here on build. And you'll see now that Gemini will go off and will start building this website. And this screen may already look similar to you because it's similar to what other no-code builders or wipe code agents have, like Lovable. You have on the right here preview, and on the left you have basically everything that the AI is doing. So you can see that it's thinking and currently creating the setup. And while it's doing so, I'm going to show you a couple of really cool things that you will definitely be able to take advantage of when you leverage Gemini. And number one is these bars up here. You have literally the possibility that once this project is created, that you can directly create a GitHub repository from it. Crazy. This is really amazing, because what that allows you to is that when you like the website and the client, for example, likes the voice AI demo that you create, you can directly hook it up to GitHub and have an actual experienced developer take it over and refine it from there. Massive game changer. This way you don't need to start from scratch. You can already use something that exists and just work it up from there. Or in case you want to just test it locally and don't directly have it on GitHub, you can literally just download it here and then use the instructions that Gemini, of course, is creating as well in the index.html file or I think in the markdown file, to recreate the setup locally on your machine. I've tried it a couple of times now and it's very straightforward, but since this video isn't focused on the technicalities, I'm not gonna show that. What I'm gonna show though is when you head over to the code section right here, you can see that it's creating all of the files, and at the very end, you'll also see that it creates an MD file, which contains the README information. So basically anything you need to set it up locally if you want to. Now, since we do it no code, none of this is necessary to actually launch and deploy the app, because that's going to be the most amazing part. And to showcase that to you, I'm just gonna wait until it's ready. And as you can see now, the preview is loading, and once that happened, you can see the website in the background that it created. Now I'm gonna click here on allow to allow the microphone so that we can actually talk to the agent. But tada, now we have an actual functional website, and I'm just gonna make that full screen here so you can actually see it. And you can see it called it plummet.ai, so I didn't define the top level domain, but it did a really cool logo design even, which I really like. And we have here a couple of menu items. These are probably on page. Okay, so that doesn't work. I think it's because it's in the iframe right now. So let me just refresh that. And we have a button here to book a consultation. And you can see here as well, we have a live agent demo, a front desk and a dispatcher, which you can switch in between. And you see they have even different layouts. And the coolest thing of all is that this is actually an implemented voice AI agent. Google uses obviously their own model. They use Gemini 2.5 Flash for making this whole thing work. So you pretty much have your own little orchestration layer built into the code that Gemini created here, so you can really talk to this agent. And I can prove that as well by literally just talking to it. So let's talk to the front desk. Just gonna click on it, I allow this time. So let's just give it a try. I'm simply clicking on the start demo call button. Hey Sarah, how are you?
Hello. What can I help you with?
I'm not sure, I just wanted to know a bit more about Plummet.
Oh, I see. We're a local plumbing company that provides services for residential and commercial customers. Is there a specific type of plumbing service you are interested in?
Yeah, do you also do emergency dispatching?
Yes, we do. If you have an emergency, I can transfer you to our emergency line. Would you like me to do that?
So as you can see, I can talk to it. Same thing probably to Mike. And you can see as well that we have Sarah and Mike, so a male and a female version. So let's try the male one as well. Hey Mike, I'm currently having an active leak.
Is the water currently running?
Yep, it is.
You need to turn off the main water valve immediately. Do you know where it is?
No, not really. Can you help me with that?
It's usually in the basement or at the curb outside. Look for a wheel-shaped handle. Can you check those places now?
Sure, yeah. As you can see, it works in both cases. So we literally just created a whole website with a voice AI demo that we can showcase potentially to a client. But right now it is just hosted on a Google subdomain inside of the builder itself. So first of all, we need to deploy it if we want to. And luckily for us, Google integrates it into their cloud service. So we can literally just go up here on this little rocket and deploy the app. Now, once I click that, I'll be able to select the project here. I have already this demo project, as you can see, and it's now verifying it. If you don't have a project, it prompts you to create one here. So you can simply click on that, create a project for yourself. You may also need to link it up to a payment method in case you don't use a Google Workspace setup where you have a certain Gemini level or a Gemini threshold of tokens that you can use for free. So in that case, you may need to link it up to a paid setup so you can use Gemini. But all of that is described once you actually click here on the deploy app button, because you need to set that up in the first place. You will probably also create a project. It's pretty straightforward, so not really difficult. And once you've selected it here, you can simply click on deploy app, and what happens now is that Google is literally deploying this app for you on their own cloud infrastructure. That usually just takes a few minutes, maybe even seconds, depending on how quickly you've set that up before. And boom, as you can see now, it created it for us and it's available right here on this subdomain. So if I open it, you can see that in Console Cloud, actually this is the cloud link. I need to open the app URL link. So what I'm going to do is I'll simply click on that one, and you should see now that this is actually the deployed app that is live and available. So I can send that already to the client if I want to. You can see it's hosted under this subdomain with all of the information that we've published. So obviously you can refine things, you can make them better and play around with it until you're happy with whatever you're trying to create here. Obviously the book a consultation link, it's not linking anywhere. I think most of them, they don't link anywhere. Okay, this pricing one doesn't link anywhere. The live demo links somewhere. So like I said, you can go over it with Google AI Studio and just comment or talk to it in natural language right here to basically get it set up to a way that you're really happy with. But this out of the box is already insane for the fact as well that the voice AI demo is included. Now, if you want to add a custom domain to that, it's incredibly straightforward. What you're going to do is you head back into this setup right here, into the AI Studio. We click back here on deploy app. And since it was already deployed in the demo project, what we've seen before, you can simply click here on the open in Google Cloud link, which opens the cloud dashboard for that specific app. And once you're in here, all you do is you go to domain mappings. And in domain mappings, we now add a new mapping domain for that specific website. So all you're going to do is click here on add mapping. And in the mapping, from the dropdown, you select the app that you created. For my case, it's Plummet. Then I select the domain that I want to use, so it's going to be vinegar.ai, and now we define the subdomain on which I want to host it. So I'm gonna just say plumbers is going to be the subdomain, so we have plumbers.vinegar.ai. I'm gonna click here on continue, and now you will be provided with a DNS record that you can add to wherever you basically host your domain into the DNS settings that you host your domain in with a CNAME record. Now, this depends on where you set it up. I mainly use Cloudflare. If you don't know Cloudflare, it's a service that basically allows you to manage domains and it protects them at the same time because it's basically a layer between your domain provider as kind of like a name server provider that has an extra layer of security like firewalls, etc. before things go to wherever your actual website is hosted. Now, it is free, so you can definitely check it out, and that's what I mainly use. And to make it even simpler for me, I have created a small little automation that allows me to just use the subdomain in N8N in a form, which I'm, by the way, gonna use here now. So I'm gonna unplug that. I'm just gonna launch it. So you can see it opens a form here. I'm gonna add in the subdomain plumbers. I'll click submit, and once that's done, it will now run through and will automatically add the subdomain to my domain inside of Cloudflare. Now, this little scenario I'm going to provide to you as well, so you can use it for yourself if you want to. Otherwise, you simply head over to Cloudflare or wherever you host the domain, and you add the subdomain there by yourself. But once it's done, all I'm going to do is click here on done, and I basically just wait until the SSL certificate has been released by Google. So this takes a little bit of time, depending on a few settings on where your cache currently is, etc. So stay patient here, but once that's done, your domain will be available under plumbers.yourdomain.ai. if you set it up with the same subdomain, of course. Now, lastly, just to show you the automation, there's a couple of settings that you can set up, and they are defined here in the Added Fields node. Once you click on here, you have the Cloudflare Zone ID, which you find inside of the Cloudflare settings if you want to use that. Then the subdomain is obviously the one you submit in the form, and the top-level domain, you just define it statically in here. This is the one that you're going to use whenever you want to publish subdomains. Obviously, this is a small little automation that you can just adjust yourself. I just wanted to make sure you have something out of the box. Now, with that said, you'll see that it's still loading. So once it's ready, you will be able to use plumbers.vinegar.ai as your demo domain that you can hand over to the client. And all of this has literally been done in just a few minutes. So you literally went from zero of having no website at all to a complete ready client demo that you can show someone else on how it potentially works, what voice AI is, because most people still don't really understand that. And then sell them this whole solution as an icebreaker offer that you can build out on any other platform. And you may ask yourself, Yannis, should I actually deploy a solution like that on a client side? And I would say probably not, especially not if you're non-technical. You can literally just recreate the same system on platforms like Retail, on 11 Labs, on Vapi, on Synthflow. There are so many providers out there that you can use for your specific needs, because the voice AI orchestration layer these days became so good that you can most likely use any platform provider out there that is already proven. Now, we have a whole community about that if you want to learn more about it. It's linked below in the description, so you can check it out and join us on our learning journey, because we have tons of really cool content in there, and also people that smash it, like Liam. He did $24,000 last month literally by just selling voice AI solutions, so it's definitely something to check out. Now, with that said, I really hope this gives you a picture on where voice AI is heading. It becomes much easier, which I really appreciate, because it allows us to focus on the more business relevant use cases rather than the tech. Now, that said, where do you see voice AI moving, and are you leveraging already these kind of solutions? Feel free to comment it below. Very happy and excited to read your messages. And that said, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.